Hello, good evening. I'm Gerry Buckley. We're located here tonight in Western New York, in Rochester, New York, at Rochester Institute of Technology, which is the home of the National Technical Institute for the Deaf. I've worked here for 18 years, and I'm a graduate of the college, which is the home to 1,100 deaf and hard of hearing students from all over the country. We also have 15,000 hearing students integrated, learning, working together on a daily basis in a very active and lively campus. I grew up in St. Louis, Missouri, and I was the only deaf person in my family and had never known about this college. I happened to be taking a driver's test, and the instructor basically passed me. I should have failed, but you know, boys who are 16, he told me about this college in New York that served deaf and hard of hearing students. So here in this campus, it's very unique. As you're walking around the campus, you'll see that 1 out of every 10, 12 people is deaf or uses sign language. So it's not unusual to go into the library, go into the swimming area, go into the weight room or whatever, and see someone signing. So communication is happening all the time. And because we're a very unique school and we're very committed to providing access, people are very, very conscious of our responsibility to make the environment accessible for everyone. We were established in '68. RIT applied to be the home of NTID, won the competition, and we began a slow but steady growth, beginning with an initial class of students in '68 and growing to just over 1,200 deaf students here today. The other thing that we're very well known for is we have a 95% placement rate. So 95% of our students who graduate within 1 year are able to obtain jobs at levels commensurate with their education. For me, NTID changed my life. I came here a person who didn't know where I fit in. I had 7 brothers and sisters, and I didn't. A wonderful family, but I was the only one who was deaf, and I didn't know where I fit in life. I felt increasingly excluded from opportunities they were experiencing. So coming to NTID was the first time I had sat down with people who were like me, with teachers who were like me, with people who challenged me to think about what I could do and didn't constantly talk about the barriers, but were willing to think that deaf people could do anything. Didn't think about the deaf doctors, deaf lawyers, deaf dentists. You didn't think that way. You thought, oh, deaf people were, you know, the stereotype that was pictured in some of the old books that was more negative. And so it was very hard as a young person to think about what am I going to do with my life. And for me, coming here just opened doors. I found a career, I found a community, I found a culture, a language that just enriched my life. I was married, I had 3 children, and my oldest daughter herself was deaf. And I was living in Kansas, which is a great place to live, but I was sitting there and I was thinking 2 things. First, I owe this place something for what they gave me. Secondly, I selfishly was looking around and say, where are the role models for my deaf daughter? I wanted her to be in an environment where she could look around and see deaf scientists, deaf basketball players, you name it. So she came here, she graduated 3 years ago. She's in vet school now. She will be Dr. Jenny very soon. Rochester is a wonderful community. We call it Sign City here. The deaf community feels very welcome here in Rochester. And it's just a unique city. We have 2 open caption movies a week. We have students graduate from here, and I can tell you about 40% of students would love to stay here. But the economy is such they have to move. But we have traditionally between 8 and 10% that try to stay. because the community is so accessible. We have theater, we have culture, we have sports, we have all kinds of things. And unfortunately, that's not true all over the country. 1,100 students, 1,100 different people who have 1,100 different experiences. And we respect the diversity of backgrounds that people bring. We believe it makes our community richer. So we're excited about that. It creates challenges, yes. We have people here who were born deaf. They're fourth, fifth generation deaf people. They use ASL, they value ASL. They're respected for that. And we have people who we're starting to serve now. We just announced that we're going to start to accept and serve military veterans coming back from Iraq who have become deaf through through the war. And we are a community that recognizes that we can serve both. We can teach respect. Will that create challenges? Yeah. But here we tend to believe that that diversity really makes a stronger community. Here in this community, it's funny because I think 10, 15 years ago, you'd walk around and you'd see 1 or 2 kids with an implant and you'd kind of be, If you walk around now, we have over 250 students with implants. It's a non-issue. Students here look at implants almost as nose rings. It's like the odd part of the deaf community. It's new technology that is a choice for people to use and that we should respect. I'm tremendously proud of this place. We work hard. We work long hours. Passion people have of working here. We have second generation, third generation families sending kids here now because they believe in it. We have people that just, dedicate their lives to this place. And so I'm proud to be a small part of it. I'm proud to have contributed a little bit while I was here. Where else in the world can you go? Where else in the world can you go in and see deaf and hearing people learning together and respecting language? And if we had this kind of respect throughout the world, there would be a heck of a lot less problems. I hope in the students I teach and I work with that they get that same sense of acceptance, pride, challenge that I got when I was a student. That they understand that the world is still not a perfect place, that they can go out from here with the skills and experiences to change the world. That's part of their responsibility. They've been given much by being able to come here and study for several years, be immersed in a culture and community that is so respectful and supportive. And then they owe the country, they owe the deaf community, they owe the hearing community something by going back and serving and contributing to making it a better place.